Hello everybody, my name is Christian, and today we are going to be talking about the free 5-star character selector coming in version 4.0. This was just announced in the live stream, and I am really excited about it. You know, we don't get many of these too often. So we're going to be running through all the characters, talking about them, and who I think most players should end up getting. Ideally, this video won't be too long because, admittedly, the strength of the characters is, varied. We'll say that. That's the nice way of putting it. The strength of the characters is pretty varied. So, we'll still touch on everybody. We'll still make sure to talk about them all. But yeah, with that in mind, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, become a YouTube member down below, all that good stuff. And yeah, let's get into it. Do you like making art? And more importantly, do you like money? Well, I have good news for you. I'm announcing my first ever emote contest. The rules are on screen now, but the gist of it is, I want more emotes to use. I'll select 2 winners, pay them for their emotes, and credit them on Twitch and YouTube. Submissions close at the end of February, so make sure to get your work in fast. Best of luck to all you talented artists out there, and let's get into the video. Alright, so for those of you who do not know or did not see it, the characters we have available on this character selector are Jingliu, Kafka, Donghung-il, Jingliu, Sparkle, Acheron, and Aventurine. Now, these are all... I can't even say that, actually. No, these are not all decent characters. Oh, God. What? Do you guys want me to, do you guys want me to, like, try and be nice here? Do you guys want me to try and be, really respectful? Or should I just say that Jingliu and Donghung-il are straight up trash? Like, I hate to do it, but man, these characters are not good, dude. Oh my lord. Okay, so... Alright, so... The 5-star character selector is going to be available at the start of version 4.0. I don't know if they said when it ends. It might just end at the start of version 4.0. Or it might just end after 4.0, but I know sometimes they let it go for like a few updates for new players and all that, so I hope it sticks around. But regardless, there are these 7 characters, and we do have an assortment. Aventurine is the only sustain though, so that's something to keep in mind. Everybody else is like just a damage dealer, and then we have our one support, which is Sparkle. But yeah, I think we're gonna go through the bottom dwellers first, since most people already know who's gonna be at the top of the list. we'll get this runtime a little bit. So let's start with Jingliu and Donghung-il. I'm going to be very honest here. You should only be getting one of these 2 characters if A, you already have everybody on that list besides them and you're a character collector, which, hey, if that's how you like to play the game, you can clear all the stuff, you just like to have all the cool characters. Absolutely valid. I respect the fuck out of that. Do what you want to do. The only other logical reason I can see for getting those 2 characters specifically is if you're getting them with the anticipation that they will be buffed. As Jingliu and Donghung-il both need buffs very severely, and with the continuing Nova Flares going on, I do hope that they will be buffed sometime soon. I'm not exactly too sure about that, but I really hope so, because goddamn do they need it. Donghung-il has been useless for over a year. Jingliu got the Sunday buff, and if you have E1 Sunday, he's still okay. But overall, yeah, no, that character needs help. Like, desperately needs help. With that in mind, those are the only 2 reasons to get those characters, and I wish I had more to say about them. Like, I could go into more about their kits, how they work, all that good stuff. I genuinely just don't think it's super worth it, unfortunately, because, man, they just do not... These 2 characters specifically do not hold a candle to anybody else on that list. Every other character on that list is just better in every way, shape, or form. And these 2 are some of the oldest characters in the game. No buffs, no real way to make them much better in terms of the meta. Yeah, it's just rough, man. Again, I'm going to be desperately hoping for Jingliu buffs, because you know, he needs it. He's a popular character. I think it's completely logical, but somehow we got Sparkle and Black Swan buffs before that. So, hey, what do I know, I guess? Jesus, man. I really hope the Nova Flares start picking characters that are in more dire straits, but knowing Star Rail popularity above all, we'll see how that actually ends up. So, the next character I want to talk about, I think that this character is kind of in a realm of their own. Like, if Jingliu and Danheng IL are the bottom of the list, I think right above them in their own section is going to be Jingliu. Now, Jingliu is not a horrible character. The problem is, I think with the ideal team and all that, I genuinely think Acheron might still be better. And that's rough considering Jingliu got buffs. So, for reference, Jingliu is this HP scaling DPS with an enhanced form. You activate this enhanced form by doing her skill and gaining stacks, and then you get a enhanced skill. I believe it's an enhanced skill. You get an enhanced skill, and that does most of your damage. This new Jingliu is entirely an HP scaler, which is great, but she desperately needs Hyacin in order to maintain her enhanced skill at all times. And it's basically as much as Castris needs Hyacin. That's the best comparison I can make. You need Hyacin for Jingliu as much as Castris needs Hyacin. That is really not good. So with that in mind, this character, if you don't have Hyacin, is going to struggle a lot. It's not even in the same way of like any other HP scaler struggling, because she is reliant upon that light cone to sap HP from teammates. She absolutely needs that to keep her uptime good. And while I do think with an optimal team, so like a Sunday, Hyacin, maybe a Tribi, I don't really know what, like, I'm gonna be honest, I haven't been keeping up with Jingliu meta nowadays, but with an optimal team, she can still perform decently, but overall, this character is really just kind of behind most of the other options, and even despite her buffs, that's the rough part, is that even with buffs, she's still not keeping up as much as you would like her to. So, I really do think she's just kind of okay, and that's why she's above the other two bozos, but she's still not really a worthwhile pickup in my opinion. Her Eidolons are okay. I don't think E1 is going to be super worth it for anybody. You get additional crit damage, and you get an additional instance of damage. Yeah, that's really not going to be super worth it. Unfortunate, but yeah, I think Jingliu is just not going to be worth your time from the Selector, but hey, again, if you just want the character, you're free to get her, and that'll be good for you. But overall, if you're most concerned about meta, I would not say go for Jingliu. Okay, so next up on the list, and this is gonna be once again in like their own tier. So Jingliu was in a tier, and now we're gonna put another tier on top of that, is Acheron and Aventurine. Now, I would like to say, because Aventurine is a sustain, I automatically think that Aventurine has higher value than Acheron. Sustains matter a lot in this game, and the opportunity to get a free sustain is absolutely essential. So, I would say if you really just lack any sort of sustains, Aventurine is almost for sure going to be a great pickup for you. If you're somebody who has a fair assortment of characters already, then yeah, his value kind of diminishes a little bit, so I'm going to put them in the same tier. Alright, let's talk about Acheron first. Acheron was this ultra-powerful DPS released all this time ago, and she's kind of fallen off a fair bit, but she's still okay nowadays, and she can actually still clear a fair bit of content if you invest into her, or more importantly, you get good teammates for her. Like, A while ago, I used Acheron, hysilenskisser to clear content, and that went fairly well, actually. So, she is a character who really relies a lot on her teammates being good nowadays, because she has unfortunately kind of peaked in what she can do, especially as DPS have gotten better. Like, compare Acheron to fucking Finon, and something seems a little off nowadays. So getting good characters to go alongside her, especially Cypher, that is going to be pretty big for you. The character itself, her Eidolons are miserable. Her Eidolons are so bad, genuinely. So, I would say, if you just want the character and you have good teammates for her, it's a fine pickup. If you are going to pick for Eidolons, do not pick Acheron. Her Eidolons, like her first Eidolon, just gives like 18% crit rate against debuffed enemies. So you always have 18% additional crit rate. That's fine. That is not a beneficial Eidolon in the slightest. And if you have E1 Acheron and you're getting E2 Acheron is a good Eidolon. But also, its value is heavily overstated, I'm not gonna lie. Running a support with Acheron nowadays is genuinely kind of fake. I'm gonna be so for real. Running a support or a harmony with Acheron is so fake. It really does not help as much as you would like it to. Yeah, overall, Acheron, not the worst value if you have the good teammates for her, but I would not say that this is the best character to get, purely off of the fact that she needs those specific teammates or else she is going to be very, very bad. So it's a lot more dependent, but she's a stronger character with those ideal scenarios, so that's why she gets the benefit here over somebody like Jingliu. Moving on to Aventurine. Aventurine is just a very good sustain unit. DHPT kind of mogs him nowadays, and Hyacinth is still the best sustain in the game, so it's a bit rough out here for Aventurine. I will say, pulling him on his own, I don't think his value is worth that nowadays. Getting him for absolutely free, incredible return on investment, straight up. He is super solid. He really likes to have his light cone, because it gives him a bunch of extra defense, and I believe it gives him a debuff as well, which is super nice. Because again, that's good for like Acheron teams or really just any team now that I think about it. But I would say the biggest problem with Aventurine nowadays is that his shields are really not what they used to be, and you need to use your skill a lot more often. That's not great since, quite frankly, the benefit of the shielders in this game is that you don't have to skill super often, so you can just generate skill points constantly. Aventurine can't quite do that as much nowadays, so losing that SP friendliness even a little bit does diminish the value quite a bit for a lot of teams, but I will say, again, I think he holds up decently well. He can still deal with most content, and if you need a sustain on your account, he is going to be phenomenal value as a free character, straight up. And if you're one of those people who really doesn't like Gallagher, really doesn't like using Gallagher, which I would like to say publicly here, Gallagher has fallen off a little bit. People still say Gallagher is the god, like he's the goat of all Gallagher is not as good as he used to be. I'm going to be so honest. He is just not that good anymore. Enemies do too much damage, and he has always had a glaring issue where you need to skill to heal your supports, or you need to constantly have your enhanced basic attack ready to go. With enemies dealing so much damage, sometimes your supports are going to be left in the dust. So, at this point in time, if you do not love Gallagher, that is fair. I think Aventurine still suffers a little bit in today's meta too. But overall, if you just want a different option and you need another quality sustain, Aventurine is going to be good for you. Alright, this takes us to our last two characters, which are by far the best two options available, and it's not close. We have Kafka and Sparkle. Now, I think both these characters are very good, but I am going to order it so that Sparkle is in a tier on her own and Kafka is in the tier below her. This is because Sparkle is a Harmony character and is much more accessible to your entire account, whereas Kafka, being DOT, she needs a specific set of characters, she needs a specific team to thrive. The thing is, though, Kafka is one of the most essential aspects of a DOT team. So getting her for free and then being able to get the other parts or already having the other parts is going to be huge, allowing you to get another very powerful team in today's meta. Let's dive a bit further into Kafka first. So Kafka is the character that will detonate DOT damage. She will use her skill and it will proc for like hundreds of thousands of damage on the enemies. That is how you do most of your damage in a DOT team. For DOT, you need Hysilen's, quite frankly. She does way too much damage, and she is the way that you get all of those DOT stacks on enemies. And Hysilen's is rerunning for version 4.0. So if you go out of your way to get Hysilen's, then getting a free Kafka, you automatically have the basis of a DOT team. After that, you just need a Black Swan, you need a Robin. If you have Cyrene, you can run Cyrene Hysilen's, and that's a good combo. Overall, if you get any member of the DOT team, you can get the free Kafka, and you now have another incredible team. The light cones are usually nice, but the nice part about Kafka, actually, is that you don't need her signature light cone. Her best light cone is before the tutorial mission starts, which is completely free in-game. So now it just comes down to, oh, okay, well, now you can just go get Hysilen's light cone if you can, or if you want to, you can get Hysilen's E1, and that is an incredibly potent damage boost. Overall, DOT, this is going to be a big patch for DOT, like with Black Swan buffs and Black Swan rerunning, Hysilen's rerunning, a free Kafka, all that good stuff. This is a good time to invest in DOT going forward. So if you want to, I would say get Hysilen's first, see if you get Hysilen's first, and if you do, grab Kafka. It'll be a great combo, it'll work out amazingly, and the best part is, if it doesn't work out for whatever reason, you have a phenomenal backup plan in getting buffed Sparkle. Yeah, buff Sparkle is by far the best option available on this character selector, and it's really not close. Her buffs are going to be unbelievably potent. She is getting more skill points on her ult. Her skill is getting improved to last for 2 whole turns. There's a skill overcap now, so you get to keep those additional skill points. You can use her skill for free, and probably so many other things that I'm forgetting right now, or that haven't been announced. Overall, this character is just going to be incredible for the average account. And the nice part is that if you've been playing for a while, you have a free archer just sitting in your account. You also have a free Danheng PT sitting in your account. And you know what else you got in your account? RMC, or Ron May. You have a complete archer team that is going to be really good if you pull Sparkle with this character selector. You get a full team that can go as far as Anomaly Arbitration. Like, to beat the Knights there. You get that for completely free. That is amazing. This is the highest value you can get. Like, this is going to be super helpful for almost any character on your account who is a crit damage DPS. I would say, if you just don't know who you're going to pick in general, get Sparkle. You cannot go wrong with that choice, not to mention her Eidolons. Her Eidolons are also very, very decent. She has some of the best Eidolon scaling in the game, with her E2 giving you a bunch of defense shred. This character is, like, man, these buffs are going to do so much for her, because they're basically going to catapult her past Sunday as the best action advancer in the game, more than likely. So, it's a lot to think about, but yeah, nah. This character, amazing investment for absolutely free. There is no point in not going for her if you have everybody else or you just want the best available option. Also, she's also rerunning during this period of time. If you have a Sunday light cone, you don't need her light cone, by the way. You can also do DDD, as she will ult very consistently, so keep that in mind. You have very good light cone options for Sparkle still available. You do not need her signature cone, really. Oh, also I realized I forgot to talk about it. Kafka E1 is okay if you would like to get that instead. Kafka E1 applies a 30% increased vulnerability for DOT. It's not bad, and it is a damage boost for sure with Hysilens and Black Swan and all that good stuff. If you just already have all the characters available and you just want to improve your DOT team, this is not a substantial upgrade, but it's not a bad upgrade either. Like, you know, it's more damage for your damage, so you're not losing out on much. That's the best way I can put it. And with that, that's just about everything I had to say. These character options are unbelievably varied. Like, the fact that there's 3 characters on here who are basically no-goes for any player, for the most part, is kinda sad. And I'm really hoping that we're getting some of these characters for free now because they're gonna be buffed in the future. And I know that's kind of backwards logic because I feel like that more likely means that they're not gonna be buffed. And that's why we're getting them for free, but I need to have some sort of faith here, guys. I need some sort of faith. Please, Hoyo, please buff Jiaocho, please buff Argenti, please buff DHIL, and please buff Jingliu. We need it. Alright, well, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you liked it. And yeah, I've got plenty more good videos coming out soon, so I will see you guys then. Bye-bye.